Hi, I'm Carolyn Johnson, and I will be reviewing and analyzing The Sonic Boom by Joel Beckerman. You don't have to know anything about sound to feel it. 6 times faster than the blink of an eye, you've identified the sound and where it's coming from. Sound has the power to invoke many feelings, reactions, or thoughts. It conveys information in an instant. Even though we don't cognitively notice it, it impacts us more than we know. We don't notice it because we don't have to. It lurks below our conscious perception, which makes it even more powerful. It's all around us. Everything makes a sound. It can trigger memories and transform people, and it does so invisibly. Beckerman explains the purpose of sonic branding telling stories, like the Univision sound, which brought people together of all generations and Latino countries. As a result, Univision watchers are united by this sound. Sound can convey messages like what it did for the re-imaged AT&T, or turn a sporting event like the Super Bowl into a Hollywood movie. I agree with Beckerman when he describes combining sounds, smells, and sights. Our brain creates this multi-sensory reaction. When everything is joined together harmoniously, the sound disappears and combines into a larger culminating experience, like being in a Disney theme park. I, as well as Beckerman, believe the right sound can often be the most leveraged and cost-effective investment a business can make for a more distinct customer experience and making profits for the retailers, which is my main focus for this review. Sound tells you how to respond or act. Beckerman said that customers spent longer in a restaurant when they were listening to slower tempo music than when they were listening to higher tempo music, and also spent more money. A big part of this reason has to do with arousal. When you're more aroused, you're less likely to shop. The right sound brings customers into the world of the retailer, and that retailer wants you to stay in that world. In an article by Claire Adrian titled "The Power of Suggestion," she claims that music can complement a store's theme, and beautiful international sounds create a nice background for the customer shopping experience. Music doesn't have to dominate, but it definitely contributes to the ambiance of the environment, whereas a poor sound system or the wrong music doesn't enhance the experience at all. Further proving my analysis is a research paper published by the Foster School of Business from the University of Washington. These scholars conducted a study examining the effects of familiar and unfamiliar sounds in relation to shopping times. During a previous correlation study from Sherman and Smith in 1987, they showed a positive relationship between the shopper's mood, how favorably they perceived the store, their shopping time, and how much they purchased. So basically, the longer you spend in the store, the more you're gonna buy. And this information is invaluable to all of the retailers who can use this to their advantage and get customers to buy more at their store. The study from these scholars concluded that shoppers thought they were shopping longer when familiar music was playing, but they actually shopped longer when unfamiliar music was playing. Shoppers who listened to familiar music are more aroused and reported less shopping time. Familiar music causes us to be more vigilant, which is good for us, but bad for the retailers. This study also concluded that shoppers reported greater pleasure when listening to unfamiliar music, all contrary to popular belief. Lastly, in a study by Richard Yalk, 1993, studied the benefits of zoning. His conclusions are very similar to the previous study I just mentioned, and the right music and sound will cause shoppers to stay longer in that shopping zone, and this means increased profits for the retailers. He discovered that women shopping in the women's department purchased more when background environmental music was playing as opposed to foreground contemporary music, songs that we all know. Interestingly enough, the 25 and under shoppers also spent more money when listening to background music as well. So what does this all mean? Sound is powerful, and the right sound in the right spot can be more powerful than we can even imagine. It can get us to do something we weren't intending.